to the Tuesday After. This is the second episode this September 13, 2016. I am here. My name is Jason DeDeas. I am equipped with my special drink, which is none of your business. Same thing as episode number 1, and we are ready to go. We have some pretty interesting interviews today. We're going to talk to Bobby Jones and some other people like Ryan Doherty and Billy Allen, and we're going to cover the NVL, Point St. Lucie, and talk about the winners, semifinals, and finals for that. But for now, we are going to talk about their NORCECA qualifier. Okay, their NORCECA qualifier in Manhattan Beach, California, aka the Secret Society Tournament. This is the tournament that everybody plays in, but nobody comes to watch because no one knows about it. It's supposed to be a secret. It's like being part of the Dungeons and Dragons crew. Okay, so but it has everybody. It has John Mayer. It had Ryan Doherty. It had Stafford Slick. It had Mark Burik. It had Theo Brunner and it had Billy Allen. It had basically a whole host of AVP main draw guys, including the winners. So we're going to talk about the path to the two teams that made it to the finals. So Mark Burik, aka Danny Cannell, has teamed up with Slick Lives Matter, and their path to the championship, the quarterfinals, they beat Austin Rester and Kevin McCulloch 2-1. They beat AVP Seattle champs Theo Brunner and Billy Allen in the semifinals, and that's how they wound up to the finals to get their spot. Now on the other end, you have AVP New Orleans winners and consummate nice guys, John the Mayor and the Avatar Ryan Doherty beat the McKibben brothers 2-0 in the quarterfinals. Semifinals, a little bit tougher match against Ed Ratledge and Adam Roberts, who actually played pretty good volleyball, and those are your two finalists. So with both teams actually making it to the finals, gives them an automatic bid to the NORCECA tournaments. So just making it the top two, no matter who wins, they go. So you would think that they would just could be like, hey, let's just hug it out a little bit. Let's have a little bro pound and have a nice little bonfire, roast marshmallows, sing camp songs. That's what I would do. I mean, maybe that's what you would do, but no, not these guys. Nah, they want to play. They have this ridiculous principle in their mind called winning. In their mind, they're like, though there can be two qualifiers, there can only be one champion. So, and this is the things that champions think about. These are the things that people think they go back to their training. They go back to all the work they put in. I mean, Mark Burik goes back to all the deadlifts he's done with his weights and basically carrying his brand new hot tub on his back 15 miles and basically snatch clean jerking everyone who's part of his Hermosa camp. This is the time where Stafford Slick thinks about all the curls he did at Shellbacks. I mean, those drinks are heavy, man. He's got to go back and forth on that. This is also the time that John Mayer thinks about his training in the library and of course, the happy organic thoughts he has on the grass. For Ryan Doherty, this is the time where he thinks about, well, I guess just sitting back and watching Avatar.
Girl, you'll be a woman soon.
At the end of the day, the sharper, more acute training of Mayer and Doherty took over as they pulled out a straight sets victory over Burik, 21-18, 21-16. Awesome. All right, this is the follow-through on the NORCECA qualifier, and the winners are John Mayer and Ryan Doherty. Ryan Doherty, congratulations on the match.
Thank you.
Cool. Jason DeDeas here at courtside. What were some of the keys to the victory, or some of the strategies coming in against Slick and Mark Burik?
We tried to go with Burik. We haven't had a whole lot of success against Stafford. He's super athletic. athletic and he hits really hard. So we tried to just mix it up on Burik a lot, do a lot of jumps one way or the other, let him see something and try to take that away. And I think it was just, we made a couple plays, we got a couple blocks, a couple digs, and that was pretty much the difference.
Cool. Was the afternoon wind on Manhattan Beach, which isn't really strong today as it is some days, was it some of the things that helped play into your advantage? I noticed you took some speed off the jump serve, have it land at the back line in.
Yeah, I mean, the second match there was some interesting wind and it was kind of moving the ball around. This one it seemed a little bit more under control. So I don't think it made too much of a difference. I mean, obviously those guys have some tough serves, so anything that can kind of throw a little wrinkle in with their serves makes it a little bit more challenging. But all in all, you just got to keep passing it and setting it and just staying in system as much as possible. I think we did that pretty well.
Great, congratulations to you and John. Represent the USA.
Thanks,
there
brother.
we go. All right, cool. That was the Avatar and his thoughts. So, Mark Burik, who handles defeat pretty much as good as anyone I know, and Stafford Slick, who basically came out of his baptism with a foreign object. I also had a chance to talk to the two of them. Here it is. All right, Jason DeBay is here with NY Varsity Sports. Don't even know I'm still carrying that name. I'm here with Mark Burik and Stafford Slick. This is the NORCECA qualifier. You guys made it to the finals and lost to the eventual champions, John Mayer and Ryan Doherty. What were some of the key matchups that were concerns coming in? One of the things you were trying to look for.
I don't think we put much concern on other teams. It was more on us being able to pass and set and feel each other and get into a good emotional rhythm.
Cool.
So once we took care of our side, we feel pretty confident.
Nice. Were there any concerns with the timing on the block, matching up against Ryan and you, as far as your offense to him and his hitting against your block?
I mean, obviously Ryan's a middle blocker. In terms of timing, John does a good job of setting him pretty tight. Ryan's tough to stop if he's passing well. So I think if we would have upped our serving game a little bit more, got him out of the system, we would have had more success. But I mean, if he gets tight on the net, it's just kind of reach.
Right.
It's a good high fly ball, so he's tough to stop.
All right, finally, I asked him this as well. Not very much wind concern. I mean, we've been on here windier days in Manhattan Beach. Was that something that one of those things that you play to your advantage, or something that kind of helped you out for a few plays? Maybe stirred up a little bit of momentum. You got a good right-hander's cut on your spin serve.
It was heavier wind in the middle of the day, and then at the end it died down. And I don't think we ever calibrated our serves to the dying wind.
Okay.
But I love playing in wind.
I think we took advantage again. Like the wind was picked up a little bit in the middle of the day, so I think we took advantage of that in our semifinal match. Here again, it's fairly negligible in terms of the effect on
Right.
the court, but you can still use it to your advantage.
Yeah. And last but not least, are we going to see more Stafford Slick and Mark Burik in the future? I watched you guys play at a World Series of Volleyball. It was just absolutely entertaining. You guys are great chemistry.
We love being entertainers. I think our sport needs more of that. Hopefully this hopefully qualifies us for a tournament in St. Lucia in October. So try to go down there and get some more international points and
nice.
Take it from there.
Congratulations. Represent the USA, boys. Jason DeBeas. I'm out. Hey, welcome to the segment of the show that I like to affectionately refer to as Nice Guys Don't Finish Last. My two nice guys this week are John Mayer and Billy Allen. I had a chance to talk to them a little bit about the AVP rules in Chicago. I had a chance to talk to them a little bit about college volleyball. And let's not forget the fun part, Jason's lightning round questions. Here it is. Welcome to our little thing, Billy Allen. This is the NORCECA qualifier, so let's start with the present. This is the semifinals. You just played Mark Burik and Stafford Slick with your partner and BFF, Theo Brunner. Tell me what some of the keys that helped you win and ultimately had a really close third set.
Yeah. First one, they came back. We had a good lead, and they came back with their serving. They ended up finishing it out, but I think they just served tougher throughout the rest of the match, and that's why they took us down. They both played great, and Burik. Could serve a little tougher to keep getting them in trouble because when they're in system, they're both teeing off,
Right.
grunting and cheering to themselves.
Yeah, they look like a good new team, right? Pretty good chemistry in this and that.
Definitely have chemistry. Yeah, they're both fiery guys.
Nice. Well, hey, let's go a little bit to the recent past. Let's talk a little bit about the AVP Chicago. You and Thea were there. Some of the players I talked to said like the crowd and the nostalgia and the fanfare was just like above and beyond. Do you share that sentiment?
As far as the old school scoring and.
No, we'll get to the rules in a minute. Oh, don't even get me and you started on that. But no, I was. Let's start with like the fans and just like the support and like the crowd and.
Yeah, I mean Chicago's a huge beach volleyball city, and we had a lot of people that we knew that came out from some of our volleyball vacations, and yeah, they love volleyball, and I thought it was really well attended, and they must know something about volleyball because all their heckles were volleyball something.
They're SOB heavy there too, right?
Yeah,
South End or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually went on that.
Oh, did you?
I missed you by one vacation. I went with John, Ty, and Derek and the McCullochs.
It's a better group.
Yeah, Puerto Vallarta. It's more intimate. So let's get to this rule thing. How are some of the players? Well, I don't want you to speak for some of the players. I guess you could speak for you.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about match point have to be the serving team to score, right? No, and as well as replay on the let serve.
Yeah, I thought the scoring was interesting. Going into it, we kind of, I didn't feel like it was that big of a change, and it didn't turn out to be. I thought our matches didn't feel that much different. Maybe at the end, went another 5 minutes. We never really had any long side-out battles because we don't side out great.
No, you guys protect serve well. I bet when they call captains, you're like, we're serving.
It's kind of fun playing a little bit of tweak to the rules that we play all the time. I really didn't notice a huge difference. The one thing I noticed watching is that it seemed like it made kind of less interesting games more interesting. But if it was tied, like once they got to 15 all, then it's kind of like back to like it didn't really matter.
It was like rally anyway, right? Because you had to be.
Yeah, it was like rally anyways. And what's more interesting, like a 16-14 game or like a 25-23 third game. But with rally, like there's always somebody have the advantage able to score.
Yeah.
And the side out once they tied, it wasn't interesting until they got back to somebody had a lead. I thought.
Right.
But it was cool to watch. The let serves didn't. I think most of the balls served are passable, so just kind of I don't like having to replay when you could be playing. But,
no, I totally get that. Let's see. You had a game with like that against the McKibbins, right? Like a set 2 or something like that. Was that or was that that might have been Marion Doherty?
Yeah.
I think I got you guys
they might
confused.
have a long one. We didn't really have any long side out battles. Kind of would either win it fast or give it away fast.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time. We're going to finish with something called the lightning rounds, just a cool Q&A thing. And I asked the McCullochs if somebody be repeat questions. I interviewed Allie, and then of course Kevin was in the room. So, cupcakes or ice cream?
Ice cream.
He's like, as if. What? Let's see, The Walking Dead or Big Bang Theory?
Walking Dead.
All right. T-shirt idea. Slick Lives Matter or Make America Born Again?
We'll go Born Again.
Nice. If you had one person in present or in history that you'd like to have dinner with and pick his brain with, who would it be? They could be alive or
Big
already
Bob
passed
Dylan
away.
fan, so I'd have dinner with Bob.
Nice. Cool. Is anyone in similar situation, history or time, past or present, that you would love to give a well-deserved ass-kicking to? Who would that be?
Oh, nobody. Maybe Joffrey from Game of Thrones, but he doesn't exist. So.
Yeah. Oh, God. King Joffrey?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'd spank that kid in his butt. And I guess that's it for the lightning round. Thank you so much for your time, Billy, and good luck. Good luck in the future with you and Theo.
Thanks for filming our games. It's fun to watch.
You bet. Okay. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Tuesday After. Jason DeVis along with John Mayer, and we're at the NORCECA qualifier. So, well, let's start with the present. Where are you right now in this qualifier thing?
We just won our first round. We beat the McKibbin brothers.
It's all right, but it's like
one of the
Shouldn't
really
worry
cheap
about
ones.
backing
You know what I mean? Like you have the nice.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
So where are you in this NORCECA, this qualifier thing?
So we just won our first round against a good team. We beat the McKibbins, and then next round we're actually playing the winner of a match that's going on right now. So
Cool. Is that a Rutledge?
yep, Ratledge and Adam Roberts against Bill Kalinsky and Avery. Yeah,
Nice. All right. And this is single elimination, right?
single
Kinda like
limb. Yeah, I think you have to actually win the whole tournament to get a bid.
Yeah, that's a cold world.
Yeah.
So let's go to more of the recent past. Let's talk about the Chicago Open. I just wanted to talk about the rule changes a little bit, and just tell me a little bit how it affected you guys as you ventured towards the semifinals. Like the jump serve, like hitting the tape, having match point. Did that kind of mess with your guys' psyche a little bit?
I think you just adapt pretty fast, and the rules weren't that drastic. You know, I think there was some let serves where it's like, oh, it would have been nice to play. And there was a little bit of a mindset about thinking, how do I approach this second serve? Like, should I be conservative and make sure I clear the net, or just hit my normal serve like I always do? So I think there's some like a learning curve there, which I don't know what the right answer is.
Yeah. How was the crowd?
Crowd
It's
is
pretty
great.
nostalgic from what I understand, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, Chicago is. Like anybody who hasn't been, it's the best event that we probably have outside of maybe Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, I interviewed Madison a few days ago, and he said the exact same thing you did. So you and Ryan, you're going to be partnering up next year. I know that's a long distance question to ask, but I got to ask anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we want to make a run at the next Olympics. The quad really starts next year for us. So.
That would be very, very good.
Yeah.
All right, so you're at LMU right now, right, as the head coach. You're
Yeah.
third year?
It'll be my second year as a head coach. I was volunteer assistant for about 4 years before then.
Good. Betsy Flynn is your assistant.
Betsy Flint, yeah, and then Tom Black is also on staff.
Spoke to her last week, the Tuesday after. She was very accommodating.
Got all the
So how does your season look this coming season, or actually next spring, as far as recruiting and stuff like that? You still got the indoor players on loaner?
Yeah. I mean, we're always going to use indoor players. We have one of the best players in the country, Sarah Sponsel, who plays indoors and beach. She got 4th in the Under 21 World Championships. And yeah, we're now recruiting a couple of beach players who play year-round. But we'll still always use those indoor players, which is the way I came up playing indoor and beach.
Yeah.
I think the majority of the players.
You also played at LMU.
No, I played at Pepperdine.
Oh, Pepperdine, that's right.
Similar,
Wave.
but yeah.
All right. So thanks for your time, but I got 3 lightning round questions.
Okay.
Just have a little fun here. If you could meet and have dinner and pick the brain of one person historically, living or already dead, who would it be?
I only get one?
Yeah.
I'll go Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. If you can give a well-deserved ass kicking to someone who desperately needs or has needed it in the past or present, historically, who would it be? Look at her. Ryan's he's like me. Well, Ali actually said whoever's on the other side of the net.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a physical fight or a...
No, just give him a butt whooping to redirect their energies.
How about Donald Trump?
There you go, Donald Trump. Cool. All right, so you have a T-shirt choice: "Kiss My Ace" or "You Shall Not Pass."
I'll go "You Shall Not Pass."
Cool.
Is that from The Hobbit?
It's from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yeah. And last but not least, Big Bang Theory or The Walking Dead?
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld. No, that's a good choice. He said no. Option C.
I've never seen either. I'm not a big TV guy, but I like Seinfeld.
John, thanks for your time. You're a great player and even more awesome human being. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
We are going to move on to the NVL, where I will talk about the tournament in, I believe, not Virginia Beach. That was the one before. This is Port St. Lucie. Okay, this is the NVL, and the winners were Scala del Sol and Peter Marciniak. They came in as the #1 seed, and they'd beaten, I believe, Drew Mallon and Ryan Vanderberg 21-15, 21-19. That's 2-0 to become the NVL champs. That was their 4th title. They came in, again, coming in as the number 1 seed. They had a first round bye. They had a very kind of a scary eking out of a victory in the second round over Mike DiPiero and Steve Grotowski. It was 16-14 the third set. But after that that little close call, it was pretty much straight set, smooth sailing for them. So congratulations to the winners of the men's division. That's their 4th title there. All right. Now the winners of the women's division were Carolina Marciniak. Kaya teamed up with Priscilla Piantadosi Lima, and they beat Kimberly Hildreth and Maria Samade 2-1. It was pretty even, like 21-18, 21-19, so pretty even 2 sets, but they pulled away in the third, and congratulations to them, which I believe was also their 4th title for the NBL. But also big up to Hildreth and Samade, who always seem to find themselves at the scene of the crime. You know, it's like every tournament they're in the finals, or they're in the finals winning, or they're in the finals losing. But my point is, they have the winning formula that always brings them there at the end, that gives them an honest shot at winning. Also, another note about the NVL, I give them huge kudos for being like this big extended family throughout the country. I mean, the quality of play is significantly improved, at least at the top tier, and the players themselves are awesome human beings. And I had the pleasure of calling some of their games in the tournaments at the tournament in Hermosa Beach on Facebook Live, which generated, I believe their semifinals generated 11,000 views, which is insane for a small, for a small promotion like the NBL, but it is what it is. People are watching, and of course my heart goes out to you, and Hermosa Beach will always be your home away from home. All right. Okay, we're back. Now joining me on the phone is the man with the awesome smile. The only thing bigger than his game is his awesome personality. He is the founder and head trainer of Project Serve in San Antonio, Texas, and here he is, pro beach player Bobby Jones. Bobby, welcome to the show.
What's up, Big Jason?
How you doing, man? It was really good to see you in Hermosa Beach at the tournament.
It sure was, man. It's been a lot of winter since you and I lived in the city together, man.
Indeed, and I'm in Hermosa Beach, and I don't think I'm ever going back unless it's warm or unless the AVP's back in New York.
Well, we'll have to plan a boys trip back to NYC and go play Central Park again.
Absolutely, that's right. For us New York people, we're coming. Listen, before we veer off into the sport of beach volleyball, because we can talk about that all day, and I have the privilege of being able to talk to like anyone about that, and great players like yourself. I wanted to talk first about Project Serve. Talk to me, and some of the fans who are watching this. What is Project Serve?
Thank you so much, man. Project Serve, it's a community-based beach volleyball platform in Austin, Texas. We sponsor top-level athletes, and we train junior athletes and up-and-coming, B/double B players. We also run leagues and special events. We're located at the Domain in Austin, Texas. It's just a very nice retail kind of apartments, high-end retail type of area, multifamily housing, and we're located in Central Park in between, a couple of different awesome businesses, and we just have a really unique opportunity in Austin right now to bring a lot of growth to the sport of beach volleyball, man.
Very good. You guys do a good job reaching out to kids and stuff like that. I noticed that you a lot of the pictures. There were a lot of not tiny little people, but definitely the youth.
Yeah, man, we spend a lot of time trying to build the juniors programs. We're the first one or two beach volleyball clubs here in Austin. And by the way, in my intro, you said
San Antonio.
I'm up in Austin, but I have a lot of family in San Antonio.
I am an entertainer, not a journalist. I apologize.
No, man, I love my San Antonio people, man. But we spend a lot of time developing the juniors program. It's a full-time job for me, and I've got a staff of 4 now, and we're just every day just hustling. Big thanks to Mark Paolui over there at the USA Juniors Beach Tour.
Very good.
He is an old friend of mine, and helped me, put together some USA events, and we just have a lot of great people that are helping the junior scene grow in Austin, man.
Nice. Great. Good. All right. So listen, so one of the subject matters I was talking about on this week's show on the Tuesday after was the NVL, and I believe it was Virginia. No, it was Port St. Lucie. You weren't at that tournament, but you've been to a lot of the other tournaments, and I wanted you to talk to me and us about the family environment and the friendships that have formed over time, just like the way they operate.
Man, I do have to compliment the NBL on creating a really, really nice environment, not only for the players but for the fan experience. I think it's, to be honest with you, man, I think that they've really taken that Facebook Live and kind of broadcasting piece to the next level. I mean, they've got, each one of the games are getting, thousands and thousands of views.
There's 11,000 views for like the quarterfinals. There's 11,000 views for the quarterfinals for Facebook Live. Yeah, I don't even know 11,000 people.
Yeah, all marketing and all that stuff aside, man, it's just a cool experience where, your friend, me and you, we're friends from two different states, but I can, see online, you update your status that you're about to play on, whatever court, and it's going to Facebook Live. I get to tune in on my lunch break or whatever. I get to keep up with you. I get to watch how you play. And, man, it's just really changed the game. And I feel like the NBL is kind of, they put a lot of, they put a good few years now into the social media game and just kind of pushing things out there. I think that's giving players a lot of opportunities to, I don't know, to realize their dreams, to put some, put their beach volleyball out there for people to see, and obviously sponsorship and stuff like that. No matter how small or big, every little bit helps. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Yep. Yep. So go ahead. Sorry, Bobby.
Man, I think the competition level is really high. I think the way that players are conducting themselves and just really, they're trying to beat each other and sharpen each other so well. I mean, they're creating monsters. And there's some really, really strong players on the NBL. What were you going to say? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I was actually going to the players. I was going to give you 3 players' names, and I wanted you to give me a nice little 10-second thought about them. Let's start with Kaya Marciniak.
Focused and she's not ice cold like her personality's not ice cold, but her play is ice cold.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
She's a savage. She's a savage.
For real. She's just an assassin.
Dave Palm.
Dave Palm's nickname should be Guerrilla Warfare. With that big old beard and just how big he is, he's just a big physical dude. I've seen him block people, high lines, throw him back down. I see him spike straight down, whatever. He's just a big old gorilla. He's just a guerrilla warfare player. He's sharp, he's technical.
He is.
But he's a big physical dude, and he's just one of the rare guys that recognizes that they have an opportunity to be successful and actually, goes after it and works for it. You know what I mean?
Agreed. And last but not least, Marina Samade.
All right, so kind of a new name. I haven't.
She's Kim Hildreth's partner, or at least for most of the tournaments.
I just haven't gotten a lot of eyeball time on her play. From what I'm hearing, excellent. Those types of players that are just beyond their years type. You know what I mean? Just smart ahead of their time. That's what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? So that's all good. That's all compliments.
Perfect. Okay, next subject matter. I'm going to jump off something that might catch you by surprise a little bit. Were you a model? Because you know what? I'm putting a picture up right now, okay? You can come clean with the people, all right? Because I'm putting a picture up and everyone's going to see how handsome you look.
Hey, cut out for a second, man. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Were you a model at one time?
Man, back in the 1900s, dog.
I got a picture up with you with the fro, and you're a hottie, man. Forget it. In New York, we say, forget about it. I had to plug that in.
A lot of people ask about the afro, but I tell him I can't grow it anymore, man. I'm too old now.
Yeah. Me too. I think I had a fro too back then, and that's kind of a maintenance nightmare.
You had, you had like the very, very nice head of hair. Like, it was longer than you thought because it was mad curly.
Yeah. I got some Indian in my family. You know how that is.
I know you do.
All right, so thanks for joining us, and I have one more thing I like to call the lightning round. Okay, these are things that are related and not related to volleyball. You ready?
Okay, go.
Okay, team name. Good volleyball team name. The Walking Dig or the Hit Locker?
Neither? No, I'm playing.
No, good. I got two more if you want. You know, if you pass, I'll give you two more.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Very good. Sets in the city or pass grass?
I like sets in the city.
Good, because I was running out of them, okay? Okay, volleyball t-shirt idea. Kiss my ace or you got served?
I like you got served better.
Okay, good. Wine, beer, or girly drink?
Say that again?
Wine, beer, or girly drink?
I think beer.
Okay. Game of Thrones or Walking Dead?
Walking Dead.
Very good. Who is the best male player on the beach today?
I still gotta give it to Phil.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. All right.
I will stick with Phil.
And last but not least,
he's amazing.
I've asked every player I've interviewed these last two questions, and my fans might find it repetitive, but I always like to know everybody's opinion. If you had someone in the history of time, present, past, died, dead already, that you could choose to have dinner with and pick his brain, who would it be?
Ooh. Man or woman?
Yeah, of course. Women count too.
Oh. I would say. Oh, that's a good one.
You're not gonna say Joan of Arc or anything, right? I mean.
No. I'm just saying there's so many great people. There's so many great musicians, so many great actors, and but the name that just keeps coming to my mind is Martin Luther King.
Very good.
That's just who I would it's a figure that I'll always just.
But that's okay. Hey, if you had to pick one, it's got to be him. Yeah, if you got to pick one, why not him? Okay, and lastly, if you could have one person in the history of time, dead or alive or whatever, that you could give the ass kicking that they deserve, who would it be? It's another tough question.
Charlie Manson.
Good, Charlie Manson. All right, so listen, thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to talk to you again, and we'll catch up. We'll catch up soon, okay, buddy?
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good one.
All right, bud.
Okay, that was Bobby Jones, people. That was NVL player. He's also the head trainer again of Project Serve, and he's the founder of Project Serve, and he's only about, I mean, I'd say 5'10" or whatever, and I'll get some messages on this thing, be like, hey, what do you mean 5'10"? I met that guy's not 5'10", but he plays like someone who's 6'4". He's got a really good jump, very good block. He's a positive partner to have, never puts you down, always picks you up, and I was glad to have him as part of the show. Okay, welcome to the segment of True and False. These are questions designed to just have fun at wink wink seeing the future, because no one knows what the future holds, but it's fun to think about some of these things. And some people, they just, they agree, or some people they want to embrace debate about those things. So here's some of the questions that were sent to me. Okay, true and false. Doherty and Mayer will be in the Olympics in 2020. True. That was the goal. And I don't think they'll rest until that happens. Burik and Slick will be in the Olympics in 2020. I think that's false, because we're only allowed 2 teams, and I think the second team is probably going to be Doherty and Mayer and Burik and Slick. So between those two, I'm going to pick Doherty and Mayer, because until they show me that they can beat them consistently, or do the things that Slick and Mayer are doing now to get the points, then I'm going to have to go with Slick and Mayer. Jay Gibb will retire by 2018. I think that's true. John Hayden will retire by 2018. I think that's also true. And I'm not saying we're going to see Triborn and Patterson together. Let's not make the stretch. Let's pump the brakes a little bit, okay? Okay, next, true and false. The NCAA women's volleyball team, Nebraska, will stay number 1 in the rankings for the season. True. They lost one set here. Maybe they were testing things out, but they've been running rush out over everyone so far, and it doesn't look like they have any signs of slowing down. So they'll stay number 1 in the rankings throughout the season. True and false. True or false? The Midwest has caught up and passed the West in women's volleyball. I say that's false. I think their top teams have caught up and passed us, but I don't think the collective body of work they have. I think the California teams are still the better teams. The men have caught up in NCAA volleyball in the Midwest and East, and caught up and have passed the state of the West Coast. And when I say West Coast, I guess I mean the state of California, except for BYU. Or I guess that's what maybe that's what they're saying. That is also false. I think, again, just like the women, the collective body of work, California is always going to have 8 really good teams, and the Midwest and East, they're only going to have about 3 or 4. I know correlation is not causation. If you look at but if you do look at the last 6 seasons, 4 of the last 6 champions were not West Coast teams. They were not California teams. I guess going from present to back, we have Ohio State, we have Loyola Chicago, and the year before that you have Loyola Chicago, who by the way beat Division II Lewis, which is not saying much about anyone's Division I volleyball. We have UC Irvine, they repeated as champs. And before that, you have Ohio State. So that's six championships, and only 2 went to the West. So there is some correlation to suggest that championship volleyball has arrived. But I think to say that the East and the Midwest has caught up and passed us in the NCAA is a leap. The USAV, nationals and this and that, that's a whole different story, because if you look at New York and New Jersey and you look at the immigration population, there are immigrants from Poland, Russia, Dominican Republic, some of these kids just have better training, and they're just going to be, they go to nationals and play open AA, they're just going to be better. Okay, true and false. The toughest sand to play in California is Hermosa Beach. That is true. Though Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach to me are kind of one and the same. So I put them right up there, because as far as the Bay geographically is concerned, they're kind of one and the same. True or false? There will be at least one brother breakup next season. I think that's false. I will take that and tweak that a little bit. I say there will be a brother shakeup. I think, let's just get the McKibbins out of the way. They're going to play with each other. They're not going to play with anybody else. Let's move on to the next. The Crabs will play together, I think, for the big tournaments. But for other tournaments, it's not an aberration or an anomaly for them to play with other partners. They, in fact, at a smaller tournament just last weekend at Ocean Beach, met each other in the finals. Who their partners were, I don't know. I mean, I was trying to get Taylor Crabb to come onto the show, but I guess maybe next week, next time. True or false? What else? The easiest thing to transfer from indoor, what is this? The easiest thing to transfer from indoor to the beach is the pass. I think that is false. I think the block is the easiest thing to transfer from indoor to the beach. I think the pass, if you're one of these guys who have shooty pass, like a shooty pass, where like the sand is a little bit more up and down, where you just need to pass high enough for someone to put their hands on it, as opposed to a time specific pass that has to go to a target where, you know, middles or people are running their patterns on the back real quick, also the back or front one, back one, 31, good one, bad one, red, whatever. It's more accuracy sensitive. I don't know. Okay, the hardest thing to transfer from indoor to the beach. The other one was the easiest one. This one's the hardest thing to transfer from indoor to the beach is the hit. That is 100% true. Everyone that I've talked to, and this is including myself, I'm an indoor player for 28 years. The one thing I always struggle with when I don't play beach for a while and I come back, my timing on the hit is always a little screwy. Okay, true or false? The easiest thing to transfer, the easiest thing to transfer from the beach to indoor is the dig. True. The hardest thing to transfer from the beach to indoor is the set. That is a loaded question. I, for now, will say that is also true, because if you are a catch and release setter, if you are a Pizza Hut deep dish guy, or if you are an FBI catch and release guy, it might throw up the timing of your middles coming for the one. So that's loaded because that's not completely true, but it's true enough, so I'll go with true. True or false? John Mayer is as nice as people think he is. Absolutely true. True or false? Billy Allen, the same. Also true. Okay, so I have 3 questions, and I guess these are 3 questions from me. There's only 3, so here we go. Number 1, who did you grow up wanting to be like or emulate? Steve Timmons. I'm giving away my age a little bit, and the people I grew up with, everybody wanted to be like Karch Karai, and Karch Karai, we all know is God. That's all there is to that, but I grew up wanting to be like Steve Timmons. I saw the spiky hairdo, the heavy-handed swing. I saw him like knock someone off their feet in the Olympics in '88 in the finals, and he's who I wanted to be like. And I actually don't have, I practically don't have a shoulder, because I emulated his style, and I was hitting hard like that for a while, and man, that's just the way to go. Does the younger generation have little to no respect for the people before them? No, they don't. No, they do have respect. I think speaking and me kind of just knowing a lot of young people, because I'm still an active player, I think they're tired of them being so damn cranky. I think the generation before them and the generation before that is, I don't know what the hell, they seem a little angry at something. I'm like, well, you know, what's the problem? You've won. You know, why are you guys so angry? Why are you guys so cranky about talking about back in the day this? You guys don't know anything about volleyball. So to answer your question, they do have respect for the older generation. The older generation just needs to chill. I mean, on that level, just chill out. All right? Have a Coke and a smile. Has the rest of the world, question 3, has the rest of the world caught up and passed us in the sport of volleyball? The answer to that is yes, but not really. Yes, that they have caught up and passed us, because if you look at all the major championships where we're competing against each other, it's not just all USA. But so they've caught up. Have they passed us? No. I think that fast reindeer went by and we caught a rein and hooked on, and we made sure we were right with them, because though we are not winning all of them, we're still winning championships. And when you have, a federation that consists of X amount of countries, let's just I'm thinking small here, but let's just say it's 50 countries, and it's always the U.S. and this person in the finals or the semifinals of the U.S. and that person. So that means we're in a mix. That we're just not the dominant programs. So has the rest of the world caught up and passed us? They definitely caught up, but past us, not really. Okay, and those are my true and false, and those are my fan questions. Okay, that's all I have for this week. I want to thank Billy Allen, John Mayer, and Bobby Jones for giving me the opportunity to interview them. Congratulations to Slick and Burik and Doherty and Mayer for qualifying for NORCECA. And for the Tuesday after, I am Jason DeBillius. So long.